Right, welcome back to another episode of the TR8, the TR7V8. What am I doing today? Right, so what I've done today is I have taken out the anti-roll bar, and here it is in all its glory. Not too bad to get out. The base, which was inside the car on the back shelf either side, right behind the seat belt, and I've got the roof up now, so if I take you in here, look, you can see probably in there, where it is. That's where two bolts were on the side of there. Now, I could have shown you before, but they both had captive nuts on them. One was under the wheel arch and the other was right up beside either side of the fuel tank. So I had a conglomeration of sockets to actually get the nuts out, and eventually came out. And you can see in here there's some like the carpet is looks as if it's been moth eaten or something, but yeah, I think this all will need to be redone, I think, with some new red carpet or whatever it is. And behind the seats is a little bit the same. Looks like there's been some moths or something. Looks like moth eaten. But yeah, not really done a lot. I've started to get the wood effect off. I'm going to be doing that as well. But I think as a priority, what I'd like to do is to get these lights out and just get rid of all that stuff on it. So I've got some mild turpentine solution. I'm going to try that. I've got to be very careful not to use anything that might melt the plastic. And yeah. Oh, incidentally, here's the cover for the nice leather cover with the zip. If anybody's interested in buying this roll bar off me, I'm not sure if it'll go in a coupe, but if you're not really that fussed for a convertible and you want to put it in, there's oh yes, I didn't show you there's three bolts which go in here, which didn't have a nut on them. So if I can get that on there for you. Yeah, they came out easily enough. And then once that was done, she just lifted straight out. So it is possibly doable, but there must have been those captive or inserts for the nuts on the side. And yeah, so I'm just happy to get a shot of that roll bar, I'm afraid. So, because I'd like to drive it around with the roof up every now and then, and I thought the rear view should be a lot better now when I'm driving. Nothing else much to add. Probably I'm going to be tightening up those belts. I think it's the power steering belts which are squealing a bit. But yeah, she's lovely to drive. Quite different to the 7. It really is a different car to drive than the 7. The steering, the suspension, all different. And yeah, also the centre armrest has come away, and there'd been some sort of repair done there and latched in, and there's no little clip for that, so I'm going to do that as well at some point. You'd be surprised how much it's a nuisance when you're actually driving, that thing falls off and forever putting it back in situ. So yeah, it's just one of those little jobs. And yeah, so that's it for now. Short and sweet. Yeah, she's still looking good. And that's the yeah. So the other thing is what I find is with the alternator. See, you can see how loose that is. I shouldn't really be able to do that very easily. I'm not putting much force on that to get that cooling fan to spin. So, and I think the belt is, it's seen better days perhaps, but I think I can tighten that up a bit better than that. So yeah, apart from that, no issues at all. She runs great, drives great, the brakes are fantastic. Yeah. And again, I was looking when I was underneath, I didn't do any filming underneath, and I think at the back she could do with a nice good cleanup, like I did with the 7, dare I say that. But I just want to enjoy it for the summer, at least, and yeah, seriously think about it later on. Storage business down in Cornwall is getting really busy. We've got a lot more interest, and we'll be moving premises soon with the same landlord into a bigger site, and yeah, so it's all good at the moment. We've nearly reached maximum capacity. We've all got our own cars in there, so there's 4 cars which could technically come out, make way for paying customers, so that's the next step, but we're looking to move in the next few months. So yeah, I'll do a video on that and at some point. But like I say, next thing I want to do is get the rear light clusters out and yeah, crack on with that and get them back to how they should look. We'll see what sort of mess I make with that. Okay, more later.
Right, welcome back to the 8. I've got it back in the garage now. I've got both rear lights off, and it looks like they have been sprayed. So I've tried a mild turpentine solution. It looks like I'm going to have to buff these out somehow. One of the securing things has broken. It's like this, the plastic is perished there on this, but I'll just have to glue that inset in. But the surrounding shroud has got, so I'll have to use a bit of epoxy resin on that. Other job they've done, I've tightened up the alternator belt to get rid of the squealing. That's just with the bracket down there. Chris Robinson will know what I mean. I thought it might have been the power steering. What else? Oh, the power steering was making a squeal inside. It sounded like it was from inside, but all I did was lubricate the knuckle down there and the pass-through on the bulkhead, and I think where it had been sat for a while, all dried out, so it gave it a bit of a lubrication. And now when you turn the steering wheel, it just doesn't make a sound. So that's happy. So once I get there's the rear light clusters, the rubbers are good, and the sealing rubber's still good. But unfortunately what happened is it took some of the paint off here. There's a chip off that there. So I'm going to have to sort that out. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. Probably will be. Took a little chip out on this side. That bit's probably hidden, which is a shame. And what I liked about this is they had double grounds on. I'm not sure if they came with double grounds, but the chap had double grounds on either side of the light cluster. I'm not too worried about the bulbs. I can test them easily enough. Side lights and indicator, you know. And then the other one will be the reverse gear. So the only one that I don't really know is the brake lights. So the brake lights will go back in situ. So not too worried about that. Next thing as well, like I say, I'm going to try and I'll clean up these lenses as well. I'll take these lenses in and give them a bit of a wash. Of course, this boot's on a catch here, so I have to. I might get some gas struts for this, because I think maybe the reason why they took out the gas strut is because this is here, the cables for the battery. So I might have a look and see if I can get away with using the gas struts, and maybe just if I can reroute that. It's definitely the cables. I mean, it's going in through the actually that's a good idea, really. You're routing it through the back plate here where the petrol pipe is, but hey ho, I don't expect it to get warm. No, it's not. So, but apart from that, let's have a look at these. These should probably do with a bit of a clean out. It's just typical aluminium there, turning all white and furry. That's the aluminium trying to get back to being bauxite, the raw material. So there's actually a ground tab here which is not used, and I would say that bolting them on to the, they're probably a lot better where you've got washers on here, but the captive washers are the, not the captive, the like the grounding, the serrated washers probably be better on this to get a nice bite into the aluminium for longevity. Apart from that, obviously I still want to get this dash sorted out like I started last time, as I said on the video. Just turn this off now, and the fan's still going, which is nice. I actually set the fan to come on at 80 degrees, or between 80 and 90, just to try and aid the cooling somewhat, rather than get up to a maximum. And other issues I found, the water pump stopped working for the washer. So it looks like Henry's problems are catchy, aren't they? So that's one thing I've got to do is take a look at the water pump. And if anybody's not exactly 100% sure, as a tip, what you can do on these is see, I'm not sure if you can see that here, but the end of the stalk, I may as well do it now actually, the end of the stalk will pop off, and you have a spring on the inside, and then a captive sort of ring which actually shorts out the two metal prongs which come out. So it might be just a quick test just to see if that's there. I'll do that. I'll put you down for a second, and I can't do it one-handed, not be able to see what I'm doing. So let's have a, give me 2 seconds. I'll just leave you with a nice view of the engine there. No, I won't. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to pause it. Right, so I've just prized it with a nice straight blade, and she should pop off now. And as I pull that out, not sure if you'll be able to see if there's any. Let's have a look on that. Can you see any? Might need to be cleaned up. So if I turn the ignition back on and short out those 2 prongs, because I think this spring has seen better days, but inside there, should we be able to see that? There should be a metal ring which does, oh, there goes the fan, she's off now, so a bit of peace to short them out. So let's see if I can get this to work by shorting these 2 out, because that's obviously the push in for the washer.
Sorry mate, you've got 2 sacks.
Just a second, I'm being interrupted here, so I'll have to just pause for a minute. Alright, back in a tick. Right, so where was I before I was rudely interrupted? So I've got the, I haven't got the dash on, let's put the ignition on, and let's see if this works. No, it's not working. So I've got power there, but still not working. You're getting a little flash there because I'm making the circuit, but the motor's still not turning. So I guess I'll have a look at the little motor. Yeah, it was working because I ran it, I used it on the way home, but hey ho, not to worry. I shall, it's good that I got the little sparks there, because that means I have power. So with that, I'm going to wrap it all up. Happy that the belt isn't squealing anymore. I'll just, quite simple to get this back on again, just put the spring there and pull this up, hopefully stay there, and then push this on. It will go one way, that way. Get that back there. Oh, let's get that there. Bring it up. So I'm doing this one-handed, you know, for the it's very interesting, isn't it? Getting the wiper blade back together. That needs to go in a bit. Right, it's nearly there. I'll get it. Oh, it was nearly there. So Right, there we are this time. This time he says. No, I'm going to have to do that later. Okay, I'm just going to give it a turn over, because what happens with this car, because there's forged pistons in there, when the engine's cold, it really is a pain to get it to run, and you can easily overfuel it. But once the temperature is up and running and she's stable, she runs fine. It's almost like at the beginning she's misfiring, because I think what it is because there's passing on the forged pistons, so the pistons aren't running at their optimum. So once the engine heats up, the forged pistons run, and you get the normal run. And she starts well when she's hot, but starting from cold can be a particular pain. So imagine what it's going to be like in the winter. Anyway, I'll just give her a tick over, because the belt should be sorted. He said. Yeah, so I'll just give it a bit of a flip, just to make sure that the belt isn't squealing. So, happy days. And I needed another battery to hook up to get my big LED light on, so the view's a bit better. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you all later in sunny Devon. Bye now.